Within the opening of the coming-of-age short film, Sahar, a mid-shot has been filmed from the inside of a car while non-diegetic rap music is played, layered with the sound of teenagers talking about who's going to smash the window. This then shows the windshield of the car being hit repeatedly with a baseball bat. There is no transition, however the window shattering is sudden and unexpected. This gives the audience a sense of fear and danger as they are unaware of what has caused this and why it is happening. This opening has broken Todorov's narrative theory as it has not started at initial equilibrium point, whereas it has started where a problem is already present. Low-key lighting has been used within the shot to represent the danger which is presented within the opening scene. The title of the film, translates to Sahar, appears on screen after the shot cuts to a completely black screen. This title has been written in Arabic as the characters within the short film are very traditional and claim to have morals by following their faith strictly. The title appears on screen abruptly as there is a cut opposed to a fade. This is done to show the events which have been unfolded within the opening or what occur within the character Sahar's life. The use of black background and white font is to bring attention to the title of the film, as well as show the character's dull lifestyle. As there are no credits given to the director, editor, or anyone else in the opening of the film, it follows the conventions of a short film having no title sequence. After the title is cut from, Nadim is seen in an interrogation room. A high-angle shot with the time and date imprinted onto the screen is to give the impression of a recording, perhaps from a CCTV camera. This is evidently clear to the audience due to the time and date at the bottom of the screen, as well as the man who walks into the room. As there is no conversing between the two characters, it makes the audience wonder what Sahar has done to get her brother to be called in. The director has purposely done this to engage the audience by not giving away the entire story within the first couple of minutes of the film. From this, I have learnt to slowly reveal the storyline on my short film when constructing it. A mid-shot is used to show Nadim within the film studying for his exam. He is portrayed as responsible, contrasting greatly against how the girl is depicted. The director has chosen to use this scene in order to make the audience feel sympathetic towards this character as he is being distracted by his sister's actions. We are able to see he is distracted as he's fiddling with his pencil and portrayed to be thinking about someone else. Various close-up shots have been used to introduce the father within the film. In these shots, it becomes evident that the father shares some traits which are typically associated with characters within a coming-of-age film. For example, the father is seen to be very aggravated through the tone of his voice and his voice raising every time he speaks. For example, in frame number 6, he is heard blaming the mother for the mistakes that the daughter has made. He claims that the daughter's actions will be addressed today. He is seen to have a lot of authority as he is also seen sitting at the head of the table, as well as dominating most of the camera time and sound within the scene. He fits into the character type of the villain within the film, following Vladimir Prop's character theory. Also within this scene, the mother is heard saying, "Lower your voice, Nadim is studying for his final exam." This shows her to be very considerate, presenting her to be the donor of the family when applying Prop's character theory. The scene also explores the themes of parents being unable to communicate, typically in coming-of-age films. The dad is portrayed to be cold and heartless due to his lack of emotion on his face throughout the dinner table scene. Frame 7 is taken from a scene in which the son, Nadim, is seen texting his sister under the request from his mom. It shows the actions of his sister to be distracting him from his studies, which are evidently more important. This steers away from the typical youth character within a coming-of-age film, as he is portrayed to be very responsible, opposed to the rebellious character types which are often associated with coming-of-age films. An extreme long shot is then cut to show the low-key lit street which Sahar is roaming around while Nadim is sat at home studying. These shots are extremely dark to emphasize how late in the night the daughter has arrived to the house, despite saying she would be home at 12 a.m. The shot which is revealing the streets is shown through a handheld camera and a low-angle shot, representing the unstable and dangerous outside which his sister is exposed to. A low-angle shot is used to show the area she is located in to be intimidating. A mid-shot is then cut to where Nadim's phone vibrates from a phone call when his sister is calling him, thus showing her to be distracting him from his life again. Tension is built here as Nadim makes a choice to ignore his sister's phone call and continues to sleep. A clock is clearly visible within this shot, with the red text displaying 4:30. In this shot, the camera is steady, which contrasts greatly against the jerky movements from the outside shot. This shows the household to be a safe environment to be in. However, this all changes once the daughter enters the house. Within this scene, there is a jump cut used to illustrate the disorientation once the girl has entered the house. The handheld camera is again introduced to show how the life of the girl is all over the place. She is seen to be quite young through her revealing dress and the use of makeup on her face. The use of these denotes the girl to being young are used by the director to show how she is still entering adulthood by staying out till early hours of the morning and being very independent from her family. However, she is seen to be very disconnected from her family, thus causing the characters' bond between each of them to be dysfunctional and distant. This allows the film to address the issues of disoriented families, which treasure their old traditions of women being domestic. The daughter then becomes aggressive and disobedient by raising her voice and swearing in the middle of the night. A shot reverse shot is used in this scene to show the difference in facial expressions between the mother and the daughter. The daughter is seen to have a firm stance and aggravated facial expressions, while the mother shows herself to be concerned for Sahar, almost seen crying. Once the father enters, he demands for the mother to leave the room and begins shouting at the daughter. This shows him to be authoritative within this situation. We are also able to see Sahar's facial expressions to disappear, showing a fearful sense to her as she is being left to deal with this situation by herself. A close-up shot is shown through a handheld camera, where jump cuts are presented to show the dad emptying Sahar's bag. In her bag, the audience is able to see a pack of cigarettes. The key coming-of-age theme of secrecy and the concept of rebellion are explored within the film. This is purposely implemented in the film to allow the audience, which is typically the same age as Sahar within the film, to relate to the film, as well as explore popular issues which the audience may find interesting. Sahar decides her best option is to leave the house after being told to by her father. However, she does not have a plan for herself after she leaves. A close-up shot is shown of Sahar walking through the dark, dangerous streets. This is used to show how her actions have caused her to be in this situation where she does not know what to do as she is on the phone crying. This then cuts to a mid-shot of Nadim where he is also seen crying. This further shows the effect of Sahar's actions on her brother. The contrast of Sahar being on the streets against Nadim being in the house is shown to show how Sahar is unsafe and alone and will not be able to survive without the help of her family, which have just kicked her out of the house. The film ends with a long take to show how this will affect the rest of their characters' lives. The long take's effect is also used to show the importance of the last event in both of their lives. Nadim crying in his room makes the audience feel sympathetic for him. The coming-of-age short film ends with the credits of the director, writer and editor. This has been shown at the end of the film opposed to the start within a title sequence to maintain the realism effect of the short film and allows the rawness of the film to be captured. From this, I have learnt to do the same for my future production, where I also aim to keep my film realistic. If this is done successfully, I will be able to keep my audience engaged and want to view the whole production.